Hi there. Welcome to a bit of my day, or should I say, welcome back to myself. I've been away for quite a while. If you're new here, honestly, you're very welcome to be here. I'm so happy that you somehow found me. And for my regulars, thanks for your patience. I uh, I just had I've had such a hectic week and a half, I guess. And then we did manage to get away. Um, it was just a short little getaway, but it was lovely. It was, we spent a couple of days in Fort Lauderdale. Okay, Terra Sound, sorry. And then we spent 4 days on a cruise ship where we didn't have to cook as many times a day as we didn't want. Any of you who have taken a cruise know what it's like. There's never any food running out. It was a little challenging for me. I thought it might be a bit easier for me, but it still was a little bit of challenging. I have so many, not to already jump onto my poor me bandwagon, but I have a lot of dietary challenges of what I can safely eat and what I cannot eat. And when I say eat, like safely digest. Anyhow, of course, we worked it out because you can never go wrong, and it's a good thing with just a lovely salad with just tons of vegetables in it and olive oil with some red wine vinegar. I love that, and you can't go wrong. And so I was able to do that and then add in all kinds of other yummy things into it, like regular vegetables, not just leaves. I'm actually even limited to the kinds of leaves I can put in a salad. Oh my goodness. Anyhow, don't get me wrong. You know what was wonderful was to see my husband thoroughly enjoying 3 good meals a day. That man has needed some food. I have been so exhausted for, I swear, 2 years that not that I do all the cooking, but he works very hard, and then to have to come home and cook a meal on top of it, my heart goes out to him. But he comes in the door, and I'm sort of sitting there going, I'm too tired. And of course, I've been home all day. And of course, he's a sweetheart, and he just says, I'll find something, don't you worry. And anyhow, what can I say? He's perfect. So let's get on with the Fairy Queen. I thought if I don't check in today, we're going to have another few days where I don't check in because tomorrow I have to have a special exploratory test at the hospital that they sort of warned me for 80% of the people, this test, 5 hours later, you go home and you sort of say, well, that was a breeze. Not unlike a colonoscopy kind of thing. You know, it was a breeze afterwards. You just give me some food, I'm hungry, and get on with life. But for 20% of the people, it can actually end up with a 5-day stay in the hospital. So if I go missing, I'll be fine. It could be just that my luck, I've been one of the 20% of the people because they're going to be working very close near my pancreas. And apparently your pancreas does not like being pestered. And although they're not doing anything surgical to my pancreas, even just poking it and moving things around close to it, the pancreas will say, would you please leave me alone? And if you don't, I'm going to really, really bug you. And then it does. So I'm preparing myself, but hopefully no. Hopefully you'll hear from me within the next day or two. Usually if I've had general anesthetic, I need another 24 hours just to get that out of my system. So by this weekend, hopefully we're all back to normal. Hopefully the test was great. This bizarre test that they're doing, if they find what they're looking for in there, there's a very good chance that they could fix it while they're in there, which again goes back to the pancreas. So we'll see. Now I'm choosing pages to put into our Fairy Queen, and I have her anchor pages ready. I haven't done her little whatchamacallit pages. Is that what we can call it? Her whatchamacallit pages? Anyhow, I hope you're well. And I should have found a way to check in, but as I said, oh, I did that upside down. And if I use that, I will end up sewing it in upside down. So, one. Anyhow, I hope you've been well. I know I should have checked in, even with a photo or something, because so many of you regulars are very sweetly quick to notice. All right, where is she? She's a chatterbox. She's usually checked in, which is very true. But please trust me. If you haven't heard from me for a while, it's usually, the answer is usually exhaustion. Until they can get this PDC properly under control, it's exhaustion. So, which is, you know what, there's a lot worse things in this world it can be than exhaustion. Because exhaustion, I'm blessed that my sweetie pie heads off to work, and I have somebody warm and curly who will take his place and is very happy to snuggle up next to me. And you know, have a nap? Sure, I'll have a nap. That's what her answer is always. Do you want to have a nap? I'll have a nap. and we have a nap. So I've been choosing papers. Fairy Queen is going to be mostly naked, but with laces and with some raggedy fabric things. So, as I've explained before, when I'm choosing papers for signatures, there's never an exact amount unless the entire book is all the same paper. I can't say, oh, every single signature has 6 pages in it. It varies because the papers I use vary. They can be cardstock, they can be handmade with, in this case, there's grasses and leaves in there. So the only way I can tell by the end how many pages is going to be in any particular signature is by what I call the squeeze test. It's almost like the please don't squeeze the Charmin. Well, in this case, it's please squeeze the signature. And that way, I know that I have them all approximately the similar an amount. Now what I want to do here is, for these pink ones and subsequent ones, I'm going to create a text block, because I guess I could have done this easier. Oh well. I want to create a text block because the Fairy Queen's cover that I'm using did not come with a text block. So I have to make a guess. And in this case, because she's going to be a soft spine with extremely unusual sizes of folios in the signatures, I just need sort of a approximate template to work from, and some will be bigger and some will be smaller, but I know that if I just stick with my approximate one, I'll be okay. So I'm going to use this as my template. Some can be bigger, some can be smaller, and I know I'll be all right. Let me just write Fairy Queen. Oh, my hands aren't working yet this morning. Fairy Queen template. I find my hands do not like writing first thing in the morning. They will cooperate later in the day. Template. And of course my brain doesn't want to get in gear either. My brain's saying, no, stay on the couch. So with this one, I'm looking for a rough, natural look. So we're going to for this one, we're going to go for a nice, rough, natural look. I'm going to use my new Fancy Dancy, they don't have to be precise. Uh-oh, I only have 4 there and I need 5. I'm going to use my decollage cutter. For some of the papers that I think will tear in an interesting way, I will use just my hands, or I may use a deco edge ruler. Boy, I didn't do that very well. There we go. That'll work. That'll do. Let me move these out of the way. These are ones I'm hoping to work with. I always pull too many, but better too many than not enough. Before I left for vacation and an exhaustion break, exhaustion from doing nothing, I was so lucky. A friend popped by, and she was. I'm going to do a bit of a little. I'm going to trim this a little differently because I didn't accommodate for. Don't worry about it. I know what my brain is thinking. Oh, come on, you. Anyhow, I had a lovely visit from an old friend who was once into scrapbooking, and this end doesn't want to doesn't want to. Catherine, watch your pronunciation. Why are you being a little stinker? Thank you. She's all done her era of scrapbooking. And she messaged me and said, I have a lot of paper and I have a lot of stamps. That worked. Haha. And she said, do you think you would like them? And I said, I know I would like them. And of course, we hadn't seen each other in a couple of years. Well, I'm not liking how that's cutting, Tim Holtz. Maybe I should do several at once. Maybe you're in for the... Maybe you like it thicker. So let's try it a little thicker. Anyhow, so she came over. She popped in, and we, not only did she bring 3 bags full of wonderful papers that if I won't use, my grandchildren certainly will. And then we ended up, oh wait, oh, that was close. Then we ended up talking for 5 hours, and we didn't even notice the time fly by. And before we knew it, she looked at her watch and said, oh my goodness, I have to go pick up my daughter from school. 5 hours had just flown by. We caught up on each other's lives. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And it was wonderful. I'm going to do all 5 of these at once. And it was wonderful because I got all kinds of goodies. And my grandchildren, the crafty ones, will be getting all kinds of goodies. There we go. This thing's noisy and I apologize. So they'll be happy. So usually what I do is I just start by putting in pages into every single one. So initially the book seems to be very predictable. But then when I start to personalize it is when I could possibly start taking pages out. And before I know it, I have created a really unusual book. Now this one, I have a feeling I'm going to hand tear. I believe this is called grass paper, and I've had 2 very sweet, generous, junky friends give me grass paper. So this could be from Camille, it could be from Alice, and you know what, it could be from someone else. And initially, when I first started receiving such generous gifts from new junky friends in this junk journal world, I was keeping track of every single little piece and putting notes on every single little piece, and so that I could make note of them in the video and also thank them again each time I use them. And now I find it's all become chaos. So let's see what we shall do for these ones. Now there's just 3 here. To add it up to 5, I'm going to do 3 of the grass papers and 3 of these papers that have been made, handmade, I suppose, and then cut. But they've got grass and leaves in them. And I thought for a fairy queen, I just always imagine fairies living in the forests. How perfect. So we shall do that. And I'm wondering if I need to use, which one? I really prefer my handmade tear edge rulers over my metal one that I have. This one sometimes is necessary to tear cardstock. These are flippy floppy and will literally just snap if I try and tear cardstock. This one can handle cardstock. He's my tough guy when I need to, but I prefer these. This one's very thin, but it's my favorite non-pattern pattern. This one is a little thicker. But when I was taking bites out of the edge, right, of course, smack dab in the middle, there's this great big huge perfectly round bite that really bugs me. So there's that. Let's just, you have to be careful when you're tearing that you have enough space for your finger to pull up the paper. But the nice thing about tear edge is it does not have to be perfect. Woohoo! The goal is non-perfection. So I like that. And I can, there once was a time I couldn't, but I now can throw myself with abandoned joy into non-perfection. Now here's something, and it's just a me thing, is I don't like when the corners protrude. I'd rather even have it a little bit like that. So these 2, I wonder if I can do 2 at once. I'm trying to just save myself a little time. Let's see if we can do it, shall we? And I guess maybe I should have just left those ones with a straight edge, but I will be adding in a few book pages, and those ones will have a cut edge. So there will be some cut edges in this book, but of the blank pages, I'd like them to look like maybe one of the fairies who put this book together in honor of the Queen didn't own a pair of scissors. So she used what she could, her little fairy hands, and then found pages of other books. So I want them to be approximately about the same. And let's see if I can do, and then eyeball it. Really looking. I shouldn't be wishing the end of this book, but I'm so looking forward to it. Now, I like these wide ones, and I'm going to keep those, but these little thin ones, I don't. Oh, I'm not sure. All right, now you see how they're pre-cut? I'm going to imagine the little fairy found them and pre-cut them. And then I wonder if I should fold her back. Is she too wide? No, she's going to be perfect. Okay. Why am I saying she? This could be a little boy. There are boy fairies. And I'm sure there are non-binary, gender fluid fairies. Oh, I do like that one. I want that one to show. Because those leaves look beautiful. Sometimes when you fold these papers, oh, there, it did it. Some of the leaves just want to crunch off. That's okay. There's more than enough still left on the flat parts. Oh, look at that. Oh, with that, oh. Getting excited already. These will have to definitely go as the center folio in whatever signature they're in. Probably 2 and 4 for balance. There we go. So once again, so here now we've got page 3. So we will put, let's put the pink page behind you. Definitely need a little Beatrix Potter. Definitely need some Edith Holden. Definitely need some Flower Fairies by the Wayside. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Maybe a children's grammar book that maybe a little fairy found. A children's grammar book and shared the pages with her friends and kept some of the pretty pages for herself, because of course they are pretty, the artwork in them. The little artist in me, you know, grades 1 and 2, when you first start using those readers, oh, I wanted to be able to draw like the artists that did the pictures in those books. Same with our Sunday school textbooks. Oh, the artwork. But that's good in a way, because something to aspire to for a child. How am I for time? 27. All right, let's see. I love these pages, and I want these ones to go in because they're really, who knows where I found them, but I don't know if you can see. There's some yellowing on the edges, and I may have to leave these ones square as if they were found like that. Look at that one. You can see that the sunshine, that it was left on a desk. I don't even know if the camera's showing that, but it was left on a desk like that, because the yellowing, you can literally see the line where the yellowing is the shape of a piece of paper that had been, paper or a book that had been laying on top of it. And I love that. I'm going to put that aside and decide later what that's going to be. But in the meantime, I want some of these in it. One, let's cross our fingers, there's 5. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Haha. I might have 5 more. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Now make sure there's no glue. This really is old. You can see the edges are yellow. So this one I won't be afraid to, I won't hesitate to use the cutting edge. I do want it to be a little bit smaller, as if it came from a little notebook. So, you know what? I think I said earlier that tomorrow I'll be gone. But if I can finish this video in time, I may try and post it today. And that means today is actually Tuesday. And I may actually post this today. So anyhow, tuck me in the back of your head on Thursday for my procedure. Because they're going to be sticking a camera right inside my liver. I'm taking a look around my liver. How can a liver be so exciting? Mine is, apparently. To hepatologists, they, thank goodness there are liver nerds out there, as my son would say. My, this is a great thing. You got a liver nerd. He said, if you're going to have trouble with a bodily organ, you want the nerd that just lives off learning about that bodily organ. That's why, if you've got a problem with your heart, you want a cardiologist. You got a problem with your eyes, you want whatever special ophthalmologist you need. He said, Ma, you got a liver nerd, so it's a good thing. He's going to go in there and he's going to be in liver heaven. And I guess for us, old book nerds, old paper nerds, that's us. Let's put this aside. I may put 2 pages worth of these because that just can't be not used. But I want to make sure. I like to try and simulate that it was a perfect page. So I take that top blue stripe off. I'm not even, and it will give me grief otherwise. So there was a little tiny blue stripe, but now the blue stripe is gone and it does look like the top of a page. But I'm going to put it aside for now. So here we go again. Oh, rats, I dropped them. Hold on. Yellow vintage legal writing papers all over the floor. It was 52 card pickup. Let's put this yellow stripe page on top of that gold one. That looks nice. So I'm going to be doing this today, is just sorting out this. Definitely needs a yellow paper in behind it instead of that pink one. See what I mean? How my head is thinking? I'll figure that out later. These will look completely different by the time you see them next at some point over the weekend. The order of these folios, so a folded page, this single paper on its own is a folio. Tuck them all together, it becomes a signature if you're new here. Did I make 6 instead? 5, 4, I didn't put one in you. I was talking too much. Well, that doesn't surprise me. It's all over every single report card I still own. Catherine could get a lot more done if she'd stop visiting with her neighbors. But when you've got neighbors, what else are they for but visiting with? So I want the joy of a soft cover handmade spine is having lots of room to just let this book really go fat, and I think it makes them look fun. And I'm looking at this now and it definitely needs an envelope in it, so I'm going to have to find an envelope. All right, well, we'll do that. Here, let me put her there for now and we'll come down. So thanks for joining me today. Sorry I've been missing in action, but I am back. I'm doing great. I had a cruise. How could I not be doing great? Neither one of us had to cook. Me and the sweetie. And you know what? We didn't even get off the ship. We cruised for the sake of a ship. We've been to all the ports that I didn't even book the cruise because of the ports. We just wanted to get away and not cook and have someone else make our bed and put fresh towels out twice a day. We just wanted to have 3 meals a day prepared for us, have someone put a napkin in our lap, that sort of thing, just be pampered. And we both deserved it, I think. So anyhow, so thanks for bearing with me, and hopefully we'll get together very soon, and if not, certainly by the weekend. I hope you're doing great wherever you are in this world, because I know there are areas that aren't doing so great. So I hope you're safe and your loved ones are too. And I'm looking out my window and I'm hoping that the sun can come out later, maybe, hopefully. Thanks. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll talk soon. Bye.